I spent over 40 years standing in front of classrooms across different schools, different states, and different generations. I taught math, history, and sometimes literature, but the most important lessons I learned were never written on any blackboard. Now that I'm retired, people often ask me what I miss the most. It is not the schedule, not the paperwork, and not the endless meetings. What I truly miss is watching people grow without realizing it. As a teacher, I saw students arrive nervous, unsure, and full of doubt. I watched them struggle, I watched them fail, and I watched them slowly become stronger than they ever imagined. Life works the same way. One thing I learned early in my career is that most people are not afraid of failure. They are afraid of judgment. Students would hesitate to raise their hands, not because they did not know the answer, but because they feared being wrong in front of others. Adults never grow out of that fear. They only learn how to hide it better. We stop asking questions, we stop trying new things, we choose comfort over curiosity, and that is where growth quietly ends. Another lesson I learned is that intelligence is not what separates people. Consistency does. The smartest students were not always the most successful. The successful ones were those who showed up even when they were tired, discouraged, or felt behind. Life rewards effort repeated over time, not talent used once. In my classroom, I used to tell students that learning is not about being fast. It is about being honest with yourself. The same applies to life. Many people rush through their days chasing the next achievement, the next promotion, the next milestone, but forget to ask whether this life is actually making them better or just busier. Over the years, I noticed something else. The students who listened the most were not always the quiet ones, they were the curious ones. They asked why, they challenged ideas, and they wanted to understand, not just memorize. As adults, we stop being curious. We accept routines without questioning them, accept stress as normal and exhaustion as success. But wisdom begins the moment you start asking better questions. One of the hardest lessons I had to teach was patience. Students wanted answers immediately, results immediately, validation immediately. Life does not work on demand. Growth happens slowly, quietly, and often invisibly. This is why many people quit too early, believing nothing is changing when something always is. I also learned that comparison is one of the fastest ways to destroy confidence. In every classroom, there was always someone ahead and someone behind. The moment students compared their progress to others, their joy disappeared. Adulthood is no different. Social media has turned comparison into a daily habit. Peace returns when you stop measuring your worth using someone else's ruler. Another powerful lesson came from watching students face failure. The ones who grew the most were not the ones who avoided mistakes, but the ones who learned from them without shame. Failure is not a verdict, it is feedback. Life teaches the same lesson again and again till we finally listen. One thing I want everyone to understand is that learning never ends. Retirement does not mean life is over. It means life is no longer scheduled by someone else. You finally have time to choose what matters, to read, to reflect, and to grow in quieter ways. I have seen people in their 60s learn new skills, start new paths, and become calmer versions of themselves. Age does not limit growth, ego does. The greatest students I ever taught were humble. They knew they did not know everything, and that openness kept them alive inside. As I look back now, the most valuable lessons were never about grades. They were about character. Show up, be curious, be patient with yourself. Learn from mistakes without carrying them forever. Stop comparing your journey to others. Life is not an exam you finish. It is a classroom you never leave. And if there is one final lesson I want to pass on, it is this. You do not need to be perfect to grow. You only need to be willing. Every day is still teaching you something if you are willing to listen.